Joining me right now is Bevan O'Malley. He will be fighting at XFC 36 for the vacant featherweight title versus Jackson Small on July 28th. What's going on, Bevan?
Yeah, good, mate. How you doing?
Good, man. It's a wonderful day. You're young, but you're somewhat of a XFC veteran. You know, you're in the beginning of your career, but you've had many fights. You started your
Yeah.
fight career, first 4 fights, all finishes. Um, your confidence must have been incredible. It must have been at a high level. How vital is that for a fighter at the beginning of their career?
To walk in with the confidence. Yeah. Well, I guess for me, the way that I did it was in a different way that everybody else kind of did it already. So I felt as though like I had a bit of a I was already built as a fighter, and then I was going in a totally different new type of way. But I've already gone through a lot of the losses and a lot of the issues that you'd already have to deal with as you're starting out and becoming a fighter. So I guess I had a good thing to kind of start off on for when I got into MMA. Well, I had a professional Muay Thai career as well. So yeah, it pretty much had a lot of good tough fights and a lot of guys that I had to reach up and fight guys that are a lot better than me, and then I had a good I definitely had a good format to start off.
You earned yourself a featherweight title fight at XFC 30 against a
Yep.
much more experienced Rodolfo Marques. You went all
Yeah.
25 minutes. We know the result, but there must have been some great lessons when you look back at that fight.
Oh yeah, I'd say the best lesson I ever learned was to fight him. He just had he'd had more fights that I'd even had in Thai boxing, so I understand the being comfortable and how much there is to a sport. And he knew his stuff. Where the other guys that I've been fighting in my other MMA fights is I could mentally, psychologically beat them in so many different ways. Where he had a lot more to him. He was so much more strong on the ground, and he understood his game a lot more. So there was definitely a lot of holes that he found in my game, and yeah, he that's awesome, and that was great, and I love for him to have taken me to that place as well, and to not really fight my fight. He fought his own fight, and he did great, and it was really good to see them weaknesses, and I've had a bit more time to work on them. That was another great thing about this time I've had off. It was just all time I could work on building on my strengths, but also putting a lot more work on any of my weaknesses or things like that. And it's opened my eyes up so much more to how much more open you have to be as a martial artist in MMA. It's a completely different sport to anything. Like there is so many things that I used in Thai boxing because I just jumped straight from Thai boxing straight to MMA. I didn't really work on many other things. I think I'm just quite athletic, and I'm pretty smart. But that happening, it really showed me that there's a lot more to it, and I'm just beginning to scratch the surface on what I can learn.
During that 25-minute flurry of, fists, feet, elbows, knees, when you're going through that, were you thinking in your mind like, man, I'm learning so much right now during the fight? Or was it more afterwards?
More afterwards, I feel as though. I think at the time I was like, I should know simple things here. And as it was going through, I'm going, oh, I'm used up a little bit of energy here, and in other spots I'm going, oh, I'm a lot better than him here than what I should be, or yeah, there was a lot of questions happening in the moment. That's for sure. But more or less, the knowledge all come afterwards. A lot more of the looking back into it and seeing what I was doing, and seeing that I was a lot stronger in areas where I didn't believe it. I feel as though I was doing it right on the ground with him, but something in me kept saying, "That's enough of that, Bev. Like you're stand up, dude." But I mean, I was taking his back and I was getting top mount, and then I'd stand up. But yeah, so I feel as though I had a really a real good strength in there in my grappling and things like that I'd never actually had confidence or used. So I think it is a strength, and I think it's something that I can incorporate into my whole my whole. You need to be good at everything, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Since that fight, you were involved in a serious car accident. Could you explain what kind of injuries you suffered?
Uh, yeah. I I yeah, I did a bit of damage to my ankle and stuff like that. So I had a bit of rehab that I had to do there. But yeah, I mean, the dream never stopped, and and I never stopped working. All that happens is when that happened. Like I was in a boot for a little bit, not as long as they wanted me to be, and I think that was a good idea because I think that boots kind of put you out of whack. But yeah, I mean, I was back training like just a couple of days after. I had to recover for a while because I was pretty hurt for like a week or so. But then once I got out of bed, I was down at the park doing pull ups and just doing what I can. And any time that I couldn't do something, I was in my head. I was working on myself and building on myself, which has been great because I feel as though I've grown a lot as a person. In in that in that I mean, I was over at Jackson Winks and I've always just been fighting. Like, I mean, I love it. It really does excite me and give me it completes me. It's my passion, but there is more to life. And this break kind of, I think something was trying to force me to say, Bev, fucking take a look at what else you got in your life. So, I mean, I've spent the last year back home on the Sunshine Coast. I was over in America for the last 2 years, just training at Jackson Winks and in Albuquerque, and that's a hard desert with hard people, and it's very good for me. I got to learn a lot and become a good fighter. But I think it was important for me to come home, reconnect with my family, connect with friends, uh, learn who I am outside of fighting, and at the same time, I still do a lot of work on fighting all the time. I never stop, but it just opened me up to open myself as a person and a lot of other things like that. 'Cause, yeah, so it's helped fix me a lot mentally, and I'm definitely a lot happier for it.
So coming out of all of this, you feel much mentally stronger than you have ever been.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
Would
mean, I always felt I was always very mentally strong. I think that's one of my strengths. But I've reached another level now. I can feel that for sure.
How has this training camp been leading up to XFC 36?
Great, yeah, great. Really enjoyable. Like yeah, just see before I left for this has been my first camp back home in Australia in a while. But before I left, I didn't really have uh much iron to sharpen myself on, if you know what I mean. Like there wasn't a lot going on in the gym. There wasn't. There was guys around, but there was no one that really gave me a good hard run. So that's pretty much why I had to go. But Kyle Noke, he was over in Albuquerque with me as well, and he's from the Sunshine Coast, and he's the brother of Nelson Noke, who was my trainer at the time on the Sunshine Coast. And so Kyle ended up retiring from the UFC, and he's come back, and him and his brother opened up Noke Martial Arts, and so that's here now, and they've been helping me out so much. I get so much more personal attention with them guys, and they really listen to me, and they don't try and turn me into a fighter, which a lot of gyms and a lot of people can do. But yeah, they don't have much ego. They're very respectful, and I really am blessed to have them. Like it's I've been searching for this my whole life, to have a team like this. So and as I've come back and started the training camp, I've had some of my best friends get back into it to help me. So the gym's just been flourishing with just a bunch of weapons. Like there's a whole bunch of Thai boxes in there. There's one of my old friends that retired, Scott Thorburn. He was he is amateur XFC champion. Plus he'd had a bunch of pro fights, and he's undefeated. So he's come back, and he's been helping me a lot too. And we got heaps of good guys coming to the gym. A few heavyweights and that, and yeah, I've just been getting I've been getting lots of good help. Everyone's happy. Everyone's having fun. I mean, we train hard, and then sometimes we'll just all, hey, let's go to the beach. We go for a swim afterwards, and yeah, it's just it's really enjoyable. It's getting the hard work, but I'm enjoying the whole process too. So yeah,
It must be nice to have the Noke brothers in your corner now, and you don't have to go all the way across the world to get great training and great coaching. Now you have it in your backyard. You mentioned right now you are in a very good state mentally, physically. So
yeah.
Going into this fight, do you feel like another level of a fighter? Do you feel like it's like 2.0 now? This is like the second step of your career?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like just the amount of things that's changed in me. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I don't have before the loss, the fear of a loss, it kind of crept in. So it was like I felt as though, because I had so much invested into the fight and all that stuff, it was like a loss would affect my happiness a lot more than, because I was all about fighting. Like I was just locked into that completely. When now I have a life completely outside of fighting, and whether I win or lose, that doesn't change. So that's a very powerful thing. I don't worry anymore. I don't worry about that. I feel very safe, and I've got a lot more control over myself and my training, and I can talk to my trainers a lot better, which is always up to you. If you're not happy with something, or you think something's affecting you in a certain way, or you're overtrained or something like that, I feel as though you should always be able to say something. I feel like I've grown to a point where I can really respect myself, and I trust myself in my training and things like that. And these guys are great too, because they don't like. Yeah, Kyle, he's a tough bastard. He'll push you, but never to a point where it's detrimental to you. If you need to talk to him, you got an injury or something like that, he understands that you're not weak. He gets that you do this because you love it, and yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're great to work with. I don't know. Yeah.
Your opponent coming up at XFC 36, Jackson Small. What is your knowledge on him?
Jackson, remember I was just talking about my mate Scott just before?
Yeah.
Jackson fought Scott in Thai boxing back when back before I'd even had my first fight. So and he beat Scott, and I think he was the first guy to beat Scott. And so that was when it turned out to be him, because Scotty had talked about him before, and we seen that he'd been fighting again. We'd watched him. We're like, oh, he goes hard. He's done the same kind of thing I did. He's had heaps of Thai boxing fights. He's been fighting for years, and now he's doing his professional MMA career. and he's going to the ground. He's taking guys down. He's charging. He's a goer. So I seen that and I was like, ooh, that looks like fun. So when Matt come to me and said, look, Jackson Smalls wants you, I didn't even hesitate. I was just like, give it to me. And Scott was right across from me, and I'm like, as soon as I got off the phone, I'm like, oi. And he's like, I told him, I'm like, Jackson Smalls, and he's like, fucking oath, mate, you fucking go for it. So yeah, we're excited about that. I'm super excited about that. So yeah, and there's plenty of content on him. So I mean, I know who he is. I understand how he works. So yeah, I'm excited. This is the type of fight that I get to come back to. I'm actually excited. See, there's some fights that you have, and you just like, yep, I'm getting in there to dismantle this guy or do what I got to do. For this one, I feel like there's a little extra passion. So anytime that's happened, I know there's going to be a good fight. That's for sure. Yeah, and yeah. So yeah, I'm excited.
What key attributes do you bring into this fight you believe your adversary will have no answer for?
Ooh, I don't want to give too much away. Definitely my mental, my mental approach to it. I've got a lot more weapons. I got a lot more weapons. I got a lot more tricks. I got a lot going on. I can be a bit overwhelming, and I can change my style. I can change my game plans through the fight, and I'm very confident in myself. So, yeah, I guess I bring that. Yeah.
Knowing that you can go all 5 rounds, do you see that as an edge for you?
That's definitely an edge. I mean, I'm always prepared to do the 5. I'm definitely a lot more prepared this time. But yeah, I mean, I've done one before. I understand what goes into them, and yeah, it definitely matches what I like to do. I mean, for me, the happiest that I can think of in life that I've ever been isn't before or after the fight. It's that time that I'm actually fighting. So, and that's the hard times as well. I mean, there's something about that moment that time that you just free, and that's all there is, and you can just express yourself with every ounce of what you got. You don't have to hold a leash up at all. You can just be yourself completely. That freedom is what I search for, and I got a lot of love for that. So I'm happy that I'm up against a tough guy like this, and I'm glad that I think that he can bring out something great in me as well. And then I hope I can do the same for him.
Both of you guys have extensive backgrounds in striking. Could you foresee a 5-round battle on the feet, like one of those fight of the night, fight of the century kind of wars? Can you see this happening?
Wouldn't you love that?
I think everybody would love that.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm willing to strike and fight. I've seen a lot of his. He does like to shoot forward, and he likes to charge for the takedown and do these things like that. If he wants to go to the ground, I'm happy on the ground. If he wants to stand up and fight, I'm happy to stand up and fight. So I guess we'll see how it pans out on the night. Yeah, but I'm ready for whatever.
All right, July 28th, Bevan O'Malley takes on Jackson Small for the vacant featherweight title at FSC 36. Man, it's gonna be an exciting one. I'm excited for this one. This one is gonna be one of those bangers. That's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
definitely. I'm pumped.
Yeah, you seem like you pumped. You seem like you're very happy.
You get me pumped.
All right, man. It was good talking to you, and I'll definitely be talking to you in the future.
Appreciate you having me, mate. Thank you.